Hey, my fellow multidimensionals, it's Asia Andromeda, founder of multidimensionalu.com. So welcome to this, I'm going to rename this weekly vlog a little bit. It's going to be the Wayshowers Weekly. So if you're new to this channel and to my email list, welcome. Multidimensional U is a hub for the build out of a new earth based in our own personal transformation, and what that does at the electromagnetic and multidimensional levels to create a really powerful new vibrational foundation from which to create an emergent civilization. So we have some really big things going on here at Multidimensional U. A directive I was given last year that we're launching next week. So if you would like to hear more about that, Jude and I, my hubby Jude and I, will be announcing that on the Earth Day meditation event. That's a free online event. It's a mass meditation. We have about 600 people registered so far. We're working towards 1,000. And that's April 22nd. The registration link is below, either in this email or in the video description below. And before I dive into this week's topic, I just want to thank a few donors. Thank you so much to Michelle, to Laura, to Sam, and to Hilda. Thank you so much for your very generous financial donations. They mean a lot to me and my family, so thank you. If you'd like to donate, there is a link down below in the video description on my YouTube channel. All right, so let's visit a little bit. Here I am on the beautiful banks of the Bitterroot River. You can see that. Nothing like being by water and being outside during this time of deep disruption on the planet. So deep disruption is the name of the game when it comes to the foreseeable future. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about that. I don't know if you saw that incredibly beautiful eagle that just flew over. Wow. What are, first of all, some of you have been wondering a few things. I've been getting some questions, so I'm trying to pay attention to what those threads are. What's my take? What are we doing now? My take is, from a highest dimensional perspective, this disruption pandemic is one of many things to come that humanity's higher self collective is bringing to itself. So we're orchestrating this for ourselves in order to make a huge evolutionary leap in consciousness, and then all the abilities that come along with that, from transportation, energy, education, communication, etc. And so that is a very empowering context and narrative to place all of this disruption and chaos in. And I really want to caution everyone, especially the light workers who are used to getting their information from alternative sources, to be exceptionally discerning during this time. There is a lot of subterfuge and some strange stuff flying around that does not track energetically with my truth sensor. And so I think the easiest way for you to gauge if you're getting a little bit played energetically or not is to notice the level of intense emotional response you have to something. That is not the 0 point. It's quite the opposite. Anything that polarizes you into anger, blame, projection, etc. And of course, any sort of polarizing narrative around winning, defeating, etc. That is not where we want to be as Wayshowers. That's a part of the journey, but it's not the end of the journey. We want to keep going beyond that. So without naming names, I just want to ask everyone to be exceptionally discerning about what they're buying into from different, I almost said energy sources, and I guess I would be correct. It's not just information. These are energies, right, that are at work. And here's why it's really important. Because at the end of the day, this is about building unity consciousness on the planet. So if we are wrapped up in a narrative of winning and defeating, we're going to be sorely disappointed. It's a setup. It's a psychological setup that's not going to bode well. Whereas if we drop out of attachment to sides and winning, we go into the 0 point and we hold the center, the eye of the hurricane, the calm and the storm. That is pure potential. That is the field of pure potential. From there we can create so much more powerfully. So we can focus on what we want to create for ourselves, for our families, for our communities, that's what we're doing. We're really excited here in the Bitterroot. There's a beautiful farm that is offering CSAs, right? Community supported agriculture, buy a share, gives the farm and their family all the money up front to hire what they, help that they need, the seeds, all of that good stuff. And then, you're getting a box of produce throughout the growing season. And this kind of cooperative model is re-emerging on the planet like never before across many different sectors. So I would encourage all of us to be looking at that as how can we come together in collaboration and cooperation rather than adversarial conflict. Because the truth is, it's not as though just one portion of us gets to ascend and the rest don't. And they're going to be like in some crappy punishment land. I mean, geez, that's like the oldest story in the book, if you know what I mean, right? In terms of co-opted dogma and narratives. This is everyone, right? So this is about really expanding our capacity for love, compassion, kindness, forgiveness. The Spring Equinox meditation event really stands out to me because a huge piece of what that group did was engage in energy, in real forgiveness, dropping centuries old wounding and grievances that came down the ancestral line that were just frankly inherited. I think if we're really honest and we look at why we have the certain biases we have from, geographic, racial, religious, political, are they actually yours? Or did you just inherit them? If you take a really good hard look at that, I've done it, you realize, that was not fully voluntary. And then you can begin to unravel the conditioning, the programming. I've been in the metaphysical coaching world for a while now, and I can tell you one of the strongest obstacles to personal transformation is the fear of being disloyal to your tribe, your family, your parents, your friends, etc., etc. And that their influence, right, that conditioning influence really will hold us back and under as long as we give it the power to do that. So yeah, it may mean radically changing your narrative in ways that trigger family and friends because they'll feel as though you're not on their side or you're leaving them behind. But as Wayshowers and starseeds, we're immensely powerful multidimensionally, and we can bring them along with us, right? And so it's not a zero-sum game, and this is really it. We're shifting our level of embodiment to be able to hold a greater degree of stability during these chaotic times that I've been shown were coming for quite a while and that will continue. So this week's message, in addition to all of that, is to encourage everyone to understand it's time to develop a mindset that we have entered a wave train. Any rafters here? One of the first of many waves in the whitewater rapid train, okay? That's a different mindset than, well, there's just that rapid and then it's going to be all copacetic, calm, and quiet again. What if there are 10 more rapids ahead? And what if they get increasingly advanced in their degree, right? Whitewater gets classified. This was like a class 3 rapid. What if the next one's 4 and then 5, right? What is that going to take? If you've been following me for any length of time and all the different aspects I channel of my own multidimensional self and other spiritually advanced collectives, it means that we're going to have to dig deep and let go of external authority, regain our autonomy, sovereignty, and really rebuild the internal supports that we're going to need during this time. And what do I mean by this time? The timelines are always shifting. I work a lot with timelines and have for a while now. And there are many others doing the same. And some with, I would say, benevolent intentions, and those maybe with more self-serving agenda intentions, right? Out of myopic consciousness, service to self on the extreme end. So there's lots happening right now. There's lots of flux in the field. So that this wave train, as I'm often told, how long do you want it to take? It depends on the degree to which humanity resists its own evolution. Resist, for those of you maybe have worked with me or others in the metaphysical coaching realm, resist your own higher destiny. Resist merging with your higher self. because that's such a different set of narratives, perspectives. It's not the identity that you've had. So the wave train, 2 to 10 years. I'm just saying this whole decade. Here we go, ride the waves. And the best way to do that is to really find your 0 point inside. For those of you newer to this work, it means you're going to have to open back up your heart center and process a lot of painful memories, maybe some trauma from this lifetime or even ancestral. Clear out your field and then hold steady. It's not to say you won't experience emotion and you want to let emotion move through. It's just that it's a very, very different relationship to reality. It's one that doesn't get caught up in a lot of drama. It's one that's able to witness the news and information with equanimity. Just, oh, okay, it's good to know. Okay, I see. Rather than the hand-wringing, the twisting, and the emotions, and that's when, you know, something's playing in the field, right? Because that energy is actually, it's a source of power for certain agendas. And I know that so many people in this field do not want to power up certain agendas that are not so great, right? So the best thing all of us can do, hands down, is reclaim our own empowerment, take back our sovereignty. And it's one thing to say that. It's a whole nother thing to commit to it and live to it, because it's not really about some bad guy archetype out there. That's easy to project, that archetype, right? It's much harder when you have to face your family, friends, and be your most authentic self and honor your truth, speaking from the heart. That is powerful, powerful work. It's holding your own autonomy energetically. So that's a great place to start. For those of you newer to this journey, how much do you still care about what other people think, about what you say, about how you look? I mean, all of that, right? But just how much power do you give others over you? And then all the way up to those of you who've been with me on this journey for a long time and have been awake maybe your whole lives on this planet. You're being called up like never before. So that would be, coming out of the spiritual closet at a whole new level, right? Again, though, it has everything to do with honoring your truth. This isn't about trying to lambast our truth on others. It's about holding our own energetic sovereignty. And that has an energetic communication that transcends the need for words. I'm sending you some of that now. Do you feel that? It's exceptionally empowering. We are magnificent creators if we go through all the phases of our journey to get to the point where we're sovereign, free, and able to hold a different set of vibronics. It's essentially recoding the field. Hi. I can't tell if that's an osprey or a hawk. Yeah, so I hope that's helpful. Check in with yourself if me bringing up a decade of chaos with this pandemic just being the beginning of that. Check in. Does that create fear? Where do you feel it in your body? That's where you want to work and start to clear some things out. The truth is the human population is a highly traumatized population. And that trauma comes down through generation. It's stayed with us, and we are in a huge collective healing right now. So our number one contribution will always be our own healing. So, have some faith that that's powerful. Rather than feeling powerless. You have everything you need to do that kind of work and contribute massively to stabilizing this time. Yeah, these are ospreys that are out. How beautiful. Land and air element, right? They're fish hunters. they go underneath the water. All right, and with that, I hoped that you'll be able to join us on the Earth Day Meditation event. Again, the information to register is below. the whole purpose of that is to bring our group collective together to do just what I've been talking about, to help clear out more of our own stuff, hold steady, kind of bring down the chaos on the planet to a certain extent. It would be a disservice to remove it completely. That wouldn't be full deconstruction, because it wouldn't surface uncomfortable emotions for people to really begin their own journey of awakening. But we can certainly temper it and make it not so extreme, right? That's what the Sasquatch people, I had a little chat with them recently, and they were showing me is that there are certain, kind of agendas that are really, kind of ratcheting up that fear. So if we can strip some of that out, calm the waters a little bit, that will be of huge service. The actual threat to human life is less about the virus itself and more about hypertension, anxiety, stress. And that is all well within our purview to handle. Yeah. So we're doing this. We are doing this. It is 2020. The human collective has kicked into its next evolutionary leap like never before. Wayshowers planet-wide, you are all being called up. So it's showtime. All right. I love you all. And I will see quite a few of you on the meditation. And let's light it up. All right. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.